This time I want to talk about one of my favorite thrillers from the early 90s that doesn't get talked about much anymore. Seems to be forgotten about these days, and it's a real shame because it's a really good thriller. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves. Highly underrated. And that's The Crush with Alicia Silverstone in her first and best role to date, in my opinion. And Cary Elwes, who you might know, is Dr. Gordon from Saw 1. And this movie's about this psychotic 14-year-old girl who gets a crush on this 28-year-old journalist who moves into their family's guest house. Um, I forget why. I think he moves there because he wants some peace and quiet, or so he says in the movie. But yeah, he moves in their guest house, meets the girl. She's immediately attracted to him and starts trying to flirt with him and talk to him, get his attention all the time. And she really flirts hard. Like, she makes it really obvious that she likes him. And he's trying to be the adult, trying to, like, not play into all that and trying to ignore it, but she's so in your face about it that it's hard to ignore. And it's like anytime she does these little flirtatious things and make him uncomfortable, he always clears his throat or trying to get his posture back and all that. It's really funny the way Cary Elwes plays it. Yeah, she's like flirting with him and trying to, do all that, and somehow, like, I forget how, but somehow she talks him into taking her off this secluded place where they can talk, and then they eventually end up kissing for the first time. Well, she kisses him, and he just sort of like kisses her back, and then like, like, whoa, we can't do this, like, can't go there. You're 14, I'm 28, can't do that. So that's the first nail in the coffin. He already kissed her, or let her kiss him, and he didn't like. He kissed her for like 2 seconds, and then pulled away. And then I forget how he ends up in their house one day, but he's like either returning a book or he's looking for something. I don't know, but he's roaming around their house. It seems empty. No, it seems like no one's home. But he finds out once he's upstairs. He finds out the girl Adrian's home. That's her name, Adrian, and she almost catches him. So he runs into the nearest room, which happens to be her room, and hides in the closet. And then she gets in there, starts undressing. So he sees all that, and somehow he like makes a noise by accident, and she hears it, and she kind of knows it's him. So she starts undressing all slowly, trying to titillate him, and be all flirtatious. And then she looks, and she just sort of like gives this half smile, like, "I know you're in there, Nick." The guy's name is Nick, by the way. And yeah, so that's the second nail in the coffin. um, and then she goes into the shower. He tries to sneak back out. And when he gets to the door, her dad's at the door getting back home from shopping, groceries or whatever. And they get to talking. He's like playing off why he was there. He says he's returning a book. And then as he's talking to him, you figure out he's like the overprotective father type who, doesn't want anyone, messing with his daughter. So he's got that to worry about. Eventually, Nick, the 28-year-old guy, he brings home a coworker, this girl he's sort of been dating for a while at his job. And then when Adrian sees her, she gets all jealous and psychotic, little by little as the movie goes on. And, she ends up, what does she do to the girl? She somehow traps her in a room where she's like messing with photos and all that, a dark room, traps her in a dark room, and lets out these bees inside the room and tries to kill her that way. And then Adrian's friend, I forget her name, but it's another, just one of her friends from school or whatever, her age, another teenage girl, who she sort of knows Adrian's a little psychotic, or kind of had some past events with past crushes. So she talks to the guy Nick, and I guess tries to warn her about, Adrian being a little off. So Adrian somehow finds out about that and tries to, I don't know if she tries to kill the girl, but she kind of rigs, like they're at this horse rate or horseback riding contest or whatever, and she sort of rigs she rigs whatever that stuff is when you ride a horse, and foots and the little things, and you got the reins and all that. She rigs it so somehow she'll fall and have an accident and hurt herself, so she does that. And then like, she just increasingly gets, more and more psychotic. I don't want to ruin the whole movie, spoil the whole movie, but yeah, it gets to the point where Adrian, she's really lost it, and God, I forget how this happens, but somehow she ends up framing him for rape. She accuses him of rape, and he gets home from his job one day and sees a bunch of cops there, and then she's walking out all, hurt, beat up, like she got beat up and raped, and she's framing him. So the dad, he comes after him while the cops are arresting him. So it's like now everybody thinks he's a rapist who raped this 14-year-old girl when it was all set up. So he's trying to move out and get this other place, but nobody trusts him. Rumors spreading around town like wildfire. Like this guy is just he's really down on his luck. I'll just put it that way. And somehow, I guess towards the end, he tries to confront the girl, Adrian, and they end up coming to blows, and then the dad tries to save her, but she then whacks her dad, just like, leave him alone, it's my crush, Nick, blah, blah, blah. And then they're fighting. I think the friend, the other teenage girl, she's trapped on the merry-go-round up in their attic somewhere. I know I'm going all over the place, rambling, but yeah, they come to blows. He's trying to save the other girl, and somehow he knocks out Adrian and knocks her unconscious, and then the dad's unconscious too, and then that's the end, where I guess they sort of figure out that Adrian set up all all this stuff, and she's the one, she's the one with the problem, basically. So the movie ends with her in this, I guess, I don't know if it's an insane asylum, but this sort of juvie hall, insane asylum type of place, where a mental hospital, where they're trying to help her, get back to normal, but then she develops this new crush on her doctor, her counselor at the hospital. So the movie ends like that, where she's, just giving this look, and this ominous look at the camera, like, oh, here we go again. Then the movie ends like that. And my only gripe about this movie is probably the ending. It seemed a little anticlimactic. I mean, I know you can't, like, kill a 14-year-old girl off, just for the sake of a big ending, but I don't know, the ending could have had a little more oomph to it. And I thought Cary Elwes' character might have been a little underwritten, but his performance makes up for it, so that's alright. But Alicia Silverstone, she really steals the show. Like, if you've seen Clueless or any of her other movies and thought she couldn't act that well, watch this, you'll see she can act. She's really good. It's a very underrated thriller. Very, very well done. And it's one of those movies I, catch on cable and I always watch because it, it really sucks you in.